What if I told you that you're just 2 dumbbells away from changing your physique entirely? Yes, in this video we have 15 exercises using just a pair of dumbbells, and even the advanced lifters might be able to agree with all the movements that I'll be showing you today. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kevin. Welcome to Home Gym Gains. And don't be shy. Comment down and hit that like button, subscribe if you want to, and I would definitely appreciate that. So for today's video, I will be showing you different exercises using the pair of dumbbells, like I said. I guess it's a little bit of cheating because I'm gonna be using adjustable dumbbells by Dumbbells. So I've had those since 2021, and honestly, it has been super great. If you have the adjustable dumbbells, you don't need the Dumbbells. You can use any form of adjustable dumbbells as you want. And if you are worried that you only have a pair of 20-pound dumbbells, let's say 15-pound dumbbells, doesn't matter, it's okay. Good news is, for hypertrophy, luckily, you need only about 5 reps to 30, maybe even 40 reps. As long as it's hard between 5 reps to 30, even 40 reps. So as long as you make the movement hard enough and intense and close to failure, within those rep range, you will be good to go. Also, if you do not know what to do with these movements that I will be showing you today, if you stick around till the end of the video, I will show you how to program these exercises into a beginner to intermediate 3-day split in a week. So it'll be a full body split that will definitely be effective for muscle building. Alright, so before we begin, one more time, I have to emphasize the huge caveat here. So in order for it to be an effective muscle building exercise, it has to be close to failure. How you define failure specifically is up to you, but for this video specifically, let's view failure as a failure to do a certain rep with correct form. So once you cannot perform the repetition with correct form, then that's the time that you hit failure.
Okay, to start off, let's do a standing dumbbell press. First of all, raise the dumbbell to your shoulders. If it's too heavy for you, you can sit down and put the dumbbells on your thighs first, and then try to kind of catapult it up to your shoulders and then stand up. So there's many ways to do this kind of movement. I see it sitting down. You could do it like Arnold press style, where you essentially supinate your palm. It's all quite the same. Just make sure that when you go up, the wrist, the elbows, and the shoulders are aligned at the top. You can press slightly inward. And yeah, I like to do it on a moderate rep range, about 8 to 12 reps. Next up, we got the lateral raises. So I like to do them standing up. Raise the bar or the dumbbells, on your sides. Keep in mind that it's a little bit in front of your torso. You're not lifting them straight to the sides. Squeeze at the top, try to lower it slowly, and keep it light in the beginning and progress through technique first. Rear delt flies. So make sure when you do this movement that you are not cheating. You can pretend to sweep as much money as you can out and in front of you first, and then pretend that you're sweeping to the sides. So more of a scooping motion, not a rowing motion. And if you want to really get wild with this, you can bend the elbows a little bit, like I did now, to push past failure. Try it out. Next, we have the barbell row, my favorite. One of the best back builders out there. It's pretty simple actually. Just hinge your hips, go as low as you can while keeping a straight back. Lower the weight slowly, let it really extend in front of you, and then pull your scapula back when you pull the dumbbells back. So it's important that you do a protraction and retraction of the shoulders. You can do them with one arm, and also you can do it with lying down on a bench. I know that's cheating, but I'm still showing how to do it here. You can do it different kinds of grips, more of a supinated or a little bit of flared out. So again, yeah, if you have the bench, you can do it like I'm doing now on an incline, and this will just eliminate the load on your lower back just a little bit. Great movement. If you want a Blastoise back, I recommend that you try this shrug. This is popularized by Mr. Paul Kelso, who wrote the Kelso Shrug book. It's a great all-around middle traps to lower trap work, and it'll absolutely blow up your back. So there's two types of ways to do this. You can lie down on an adjustable bench, or just like what I did, put your head and rest it on a leg roller or a cloth on a chair. So I know that's cheating because I said only pair of dumbbells, but hey, you just gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so just squeeze the shoulder blades together at the top. Keep your arms straight and perpendicular to the floor. So for the skull crushers, pull back your shoulders down and back just like a normal bench press. Make sure that you lower the weight slowly. You can keep a neutral grip. Keep it fairly close to the ears, just by the sides, and lower and bend at the elbows first. Go as low as you comfortably can without feeling any pain or discomfort. Keep in mind that you can do an arc motion behind your head, or you could just lower it straight to your ears. Either way, that is totally fine. You can twist the palm as well to a more of palms facing up. One of the least favorite exercise of men. I'm just kidding. This is the God exercise. Okay, bicep curls. You can either do them alternating like now or at the same time. Make sure that you twist at the top, you supinate, and think about squeezing and supinating your palm every single time at the top of the rep. When you go and straighten out the movement at the bottom, make sure that your elbows, you're trying to think about your elbows squeezing together. Push your elbows together. That's a great cue that I heard from Mr. Jared Feather. Alright, so the incline press is kind of same as the dumbbell press in the cues. Just remember that you have to keep your back planted on the bench. Keep the shoulders squeezed at the back and down, and lower it slowly. The more weight that you have, the lower you can try. And remember that you can set the angle of the bench from 15 to 45 degrees. The higher the incline, the more emphasis on the upper pecs and the front delts. That's less important than you feeling no pain. Also at the bench press, make sure that the wrist and elbows are stacked together all the time, and you can try to squeeze them together at the top. Not a requirement at all. You can flare out your elbows for a deeper stretch, and you can use your heels push off the floor when the dumbbells go up. Exhale when it's about 25% at the end range. Okay, so for the dumbbell fly, it's quite the same. Just remember to keep a slight bend on the elbow as you lower the dumbbells to your sides. Keep your arms perpendicular to your torso. And also, once you get used to the movement, you can try a bit of a challenge by eliminating the top half of the movement, because the greatest muscle builder is at the bottom stretch position. Pretend that you're hugging a big tree with this movement, and just plant your whole upper body on the bench. Next one is the RDL, or stiff-legged deadlift. It's essentially same in my opinion. So keep your back straight when you go down, slight bend on the knee, and make sure that your hips or your glutes go backwards when you go down. A good cue is imagine that your butt is facing up the corner at the back all the time when you're doing this movement. Keep the dumbbells close to your shins as possible, and depending on your torso length and your proportions, you might be able to go down all the way until the floor. Keep it strict. This is a good movement. Next, we have the goblet squat. It's pretty much the same as a front squat, except that you hold the dumbbells to your chest. Push your hips back and squat. You should be able to reach full depth with this movement, just like a front squat can do. And remember to brace and keep your torso and chin upright all the time. By the way, this is a great exercise for beginners to intermediates. If it's getting heavier and heavier, you might want to switch to other exercises, but it'll come back as a finisher or a rehab exercise. So also when you're doing a dumbbell front squat, just keep the edges of the dumbbell at your shoulder, rest it there, and the same cues apply as the goblet squat. You should be able to go down lower with this movement. Take a deep breath and squat down. Remember to take a about shoulder width apart foot stance and point your toes slightly outward. Keep your core engaged all the time. Take a deep breath when you're at the top, and yeah, moderate to low rep range. So we're doing the dumbbell lunge. There's a lot of variations for this, but basically it's all the same with the cues. When you're starting upright, the feet are hip width apart. Keep a fairly high torso throughout the movement and step forward. As soon as you feel your knee softly touch the ground, go back to starting position. Now, if you have a problem with balance, you can do the reverse variation that I'm doing now. So trailing leg goes backwards. When the knee hits the floor, go back to the starting position. And you can do this alternating legs or just do all 10 reps, for example, in one leg and then switch. I like to do this as a finisher as well after a squat or another form of leg exercise. I think this is done best on a higher rep range like 10 to 15, 10 to 20 for total reps. Alright, dumbbell pullovers. Keep a slight bend on the elbow. Go as low as you can without pain over your head. And I suggest you stay at the bottom half of this movement because the greatest stretch is at the bottom and you kind of lose tension when it goes up again because of how gravity works. So I tend to stop after I see it. I tend to stop after it's in front of my forehead and I go back down again. Keep a good strong core, brace yourself and inhale throughout the bottom part of the movement. It's totally normal if you cannot go super deep on the first few tries. That's okay. This movement is quite advanced, but it will definitely pay off and in the long run. So remember that you have to keep your feet stance wide, about shoulder width apart, have a nice strong base. Also, the rep ranges I recommend would be about 8 until 20. And like I said, if you can go until 30, it's still effective for muscle growth. Just don't go below 6 for this one. It's kind of dangerous for your joints as well if you go too heavy too fast. So yeah, dumbbell pullovers, try it out. Alright, for the last exercise, I just let you choose if you prioritize more arms or if you want abs as well or core in your workouts. Then you can substitute the last one with a weighted crunch that I will show later. But first, this is the variation of the overhead single arm tricep extension. Pretty simple, just think always elbows up the ceiling, go down slow, hit a pause at the bottom before you press up again. Keep it fairly light in the beginning when you're learning the movement to avoid elbow pain. For the last workout, we're doing weighted crunches. You can start this without the dumbbells even. Just remember to crunch using your abs and not your neck. Try to feel the abs working all throughout the movement. If you can buy an accessory, you can do a ab mat to further stretch the muscle because the abs is just like any other muscle that you're trying to build. It builds under tension on the stretch position. So get a full stretch, pause, and then go back up again. And this is how it would look like on a 3-day split in a week full body exercise. Just pause the video, screenshot, and you're good to go.